So we are going to talk about how to be a fluent speaker. You know, fluency is when you want to express anything, whatever is existing in your mind, and you put it on the surface without any hesitation. That's the fluency. You can exactly say out what is in your mind, that we call fluency. And most of the time we have a lot to express, but we fail to do that. So the reason behind is we lack what? Fluency. So in today's talk we are going to talk about how to attain this fluency, or how to be a fluent speaker. That's very important. You need fluency in your classroom situation. You need fluency at the conferences. You need fluency once you are corresponding. You need fluency, you're flying abroad. You need fluency, you're living in a European country where you need to go for your MPhil, PhD, or job purposes. Again, you need to be a fluent speaker. Right. These are some of the tips that can help you if you follow these tips practically. The very first thing is converse regularly. We need to converse regularly. Okay? This converse regularly, that depends on this point number, last one. To research and speaking pool. We can converse together once we have got such a pool where we can, get a number of people to talk to. Otherwise, when we are talking, for example, to a new person, for example, he gets irritated, or he gets angry, or she gets angry, or sometimes they are making the fun of us, isn't it? And that's very discouraging for those who are speaking for the very first time. So in order to converse regularly, you need to be at a comfort zone. You need to find such people whom you are very acquainted with, or you can talk to them very easily. That is why for this purpose, point number last one, that's very important. You need to develop a speaking pool, right? And then accept challenges. When you're speaking, you're trying to speak, for example, that's a natural process. Whenever we are learning, we need to make mistakes. For example, when a child starts walking, it falls down. It falls down many times. Finally, the day comes when it is able to walk very confidently. Similarly, same is the procedure of speaking fluently. You need to certainly face some of the challenges, right? Some of the difficulties also. If you are criticized, face that difficulty, right? If you face any other challenge, face that, because your only concern, you have to keep in mind, your only concern is to be a fluent speaker. And then read something interesting. Reading. Reading is very important. You need to read on a regular basis. Sometimes it is sad. Reading is, the food of the soul. Reading. When you're reading, you're getting something new. New content. New idea. When you're reading something, for example, again, it's a language that is used. So indirectly, you'll be learning vocabulary number 2. You'll be learning expressions number 3. You'll be learning how those words, how those syntactic structures, how the semantics is derived from those structures. So this again comes when we are reading. That is very interesting. So reading very interesting. Again, give you examples. Okay, read short stories comprising of a page or a half. Short stories. Start from the very short stories, right? And then you need to increase this pace from short stories of 1 page to 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages. Okay, this is how from very short stories to books you can go towards. So through reading you can improve a lot. And after reading short, watch short videos. Okay, if you are a beginner, you're trying to improve your English, you want that your English should be somehow the fluent. So for this purpose, you need to watch short videos, initially with subtitles. शुरुआत में subtitles हो. When you feel that you don't need subtitles, अब कोई ज़रूरत नहीं. You should go for the short videos now without subtitles. First it was with subtitles, and now it is without subtitles. Now you should start watching those videos. You know, in a 5-minute video, I'm very much sure you'll be at least getting 10 to 15 new words you've never used, right? Or even if you have, you know the meaning of those words, but I'm sure you will be finding there are very good uses in the real situation. Again, they are very helpful. Just in 5 minutes video, you'll be finding new words, number one. You'll be finding very good story. Number 3, you'll be getting something to learn, a lesson from the story, right? And ultimately, you'll be also improving your pronunciation, right? And then use those words in the real situation. You know, your focus, आपका जो focus है use पे होना चाहिए, but not to remember or claim the list of the words. You know, mostly we do that, na? The list on A, for example, list on B, like this. You know, when you are cramming such words, वो जो words हैं ये context में use नहीं है. These words are not used in the context. Context का मतलब है real situation. When those words are not used in the real situation, certainly psychologically speaking, to remember words, इनकी भी एक psychology होती है. When you get attachment with anyone, you remember, isn't that? You are with a friend, most of the time you remember. Remember him, his habits, his weakness, and his strong points, right? Similarly, when you have got attachment with the words, you will be certainly remembering them. Then those words will be on your fingertips. The best way to use, remember, or to include them in your own mental lexicon or mental dictionary, the very comprehensive way is to use them. For example, whenever you are speaking, use those words in the real situation. Whenever you are writing anything, use those words. Initially, that use can be incorrect or improper. Fine, no issue at all, because it's a learning phase. You're writing emails, use those new words. Try using new words. You're talking to someone, try using new words. You're writing an email, try using new words. You're writing any other draft, try using new words. This way, for example, on regular basis, you'll be learning some 5 to 6 words and you'll be able to use them. Okay? And then, mostly, our concern should be the content. Whenever you are speaking, always decide that these are the points you want to speak on. For example, say point number 1 is this, point number 2 is this, point number 3 is this, point number 4 is this. Rather than focusing on words, focusing on syntax, okay? You should focus on idea. This is the idea I want to speak about. This is the idea I have to say like this. When you're focusing on idea, that is called content. When you are focusing on content, remember, you will be speaking your mind, right? You will be thinking about it only, rather than cramming or remembering or recalling the words you have crammed. You won't be. Most of the times, for example, those speakers who translate the chunks of one language, एक language को दूसरी language में translate करते हैं. They most of the time, sometimes they look around, sometimes they are, watching in the sky. This happens. Or sometimes, scrolling their head. Okay. So, these are the tips. They are going to be very helpful if you follow them practically. Yes, it's fluency, it's speaking. Speaking is a practical skill that certainly takes some time when you follow them practically.